Welcome everyone to this week's video. Today we are on Fish Friday number 40 and we have a scary one for you today. Definitely something I would not want to be in the water with, but many other people actively look for this thing. Today we are talking about the Goliath tigerfish. Goliath tigerfish, or scientific name Hydrocynus Goliath. I believe that's actually its scientific name, Hydrocynus Goliath. It is part of the family Alestidae, which is basically your African Thrasiformes. So your African tetras. These things, they got teeth. And that's pretty much it. These things have teeth. Another common name for this fish is actually Mabenga. Mabenga literally means dangerous fish, the dangerous fish in a Swahili dialect. So literally locals call it the dangerous fish. So that should give you an example of what this fish is capable of. And to put it to even bigger sort of mythological status, is it's the largest member of its family. So not only is it, got these teeth, it's big, it's thick, and it's powerful. It is found in Africa, found primarily in the Congo River Basin and the Lake Tanganyika. I believe the Congo River Basin is where it's more found. But I believe it's relatively popular in the Lake Tanganyika as well. As you can see, it's very, very large tooth. And we'll get into that in a little bit more. These things have an average length of about 1.5 meters, which is about 4.9 feet, 5 feet basically, so 1.5 meters. And they weigh kind of on average 50 kilograms, 110 pounds. The largest on record weighed over 154 pounds, which that's a little over 70 kilograms. So these fish, once they get to a certain length, they stop sort of growing out longer and they really start growing thicker, kind of like largemouth bass do, if you're familiar with that. Largemouth bass, once they reach to a certain length, around the 20-inch mark, they no longer start getting that much longer. They will get longer, but they really start getting thicker, and that's how this fish does. It does kind of have an olive or a silvery color back, with a silvery underbelly, which you can kind of see that here, and we have some other pictures that are going to show that coloration there. But what's interesting about the teeth, and we're going to go back on the teeth, as we said, it is large tooth. Well, not only is it large tooth, it has 32 of these teeth in its mouth. And if you can see in this picture, they're big, they're thick, they're actually serrated as well. They're not just cones, they're not just like a crocodile's tooth. They actually have edges and they're jagged. So these teeth are actually slicing teeth. So this one lost a couple, Tavi. But don't forget, you have these way back in here as well. But these are slicing teeth. These are not, bite and pull a hunk. Sharks primarily bite and they'll actually turn and twist to try and tear off a hunk. These will actually slice through fish. There is records of a Nile or a Goliath tigerfish going up to a 60-pound catfish and biting it in half, clean in half with its teeth. These are not, we were talking, if you remember, we talked about gar, and gar have a, those real thin conical teeth that grab onto another fish and just hold it, and then they swallow it whole. These are not like that. These things are eating machines. They're crazy. And what's even worse, or crazier about it, is each of these teeth can grow up to 1 inch long. So each of these teeth can grow up to 1 inch. not only are they pretty serrated and sharp, they actually grow pretty darn big. And then lastly, which is kind of one of the interesting thing about the jaw, and it's actually very similar, one of the reasons why this might be called a crocodile fish. If you look here, the teeth actually fit in distinct grooves in the jaw. And that's so they have a place to put their teeth. Their teeth won't fold or anything like that. So that's why these teeth are set so far to the outside. If you imagine an alligator or a crocodile with their mouth closed, you can see their teeth on the side. And the reason why is because they have little grooves on their lips and jaw bones that allow them to close their mouth without hurting them. And that's the same thing for this fish. It has evolved to have that those grooves. Very distinct grooves. It's kind of crazy when you think about what it is. Now, it is a piscivore, meaning that it does primarily eat fish, but it is highly, highly predatory. It has been known to attack humans, and we've talked about numerous times, alligator gar, rumored that alligator gar has attacked humans, and this and that. And there's never really been good documented cases that alligator gar have attacked a human. These have actively attacked a human. It killed a young girl, I believe, in the Congo. I think the story goes that she had a belt made of bottle caps, like from soda bottles, that were, shining in the water. And these things really have incredible eyesight. That's what they're using to hunt for them. To hunt for their prey. So this Goliath tigerfish probably saw those bottle caps shining and twisting in the water, thought it was a group of fish, and went over there and attacked the poor girl. And so it's probably been some things like that, as far as that. The Nile crocodile is actually the only known predator of the Goliath tigerfish. However, there is record of the Goliath tigerfish eating smaller crocodiles. So I said it's primarily eats fish. Why it's primarily is because apparently if it sees a baby crocodile or just a slightly smaller than itself crocodile, it will attack the Nile crocodile and eat it. So this thing is an eating machine. And how they do it is kind of interesting. So what they'll do is they'll get in the eddies of the rapids. So an eddy is kind of a slight portion where the water, and how do I put this? It's basically you got current on both sides, and then you have no current in the eddy. So it allows predators to sit there. Well, as smaller fish are trying to swim against that current, they're struggling. So what it does, it's sitting in those eddies, waiting to see a fish struggling. And then it shoots out, ambushing them, and then comes back to the eddy, and it eats it there. Now, because of its highly predatory nature, it's actually a very popular game fish. Definitely got some more popularity when this man right here put it on his show. This is Jeremy Wade from River Monsters. And I believe this is the one that he caught right at the end, which I think was an 80-pound Goliath tigerfish. But as you can see, there are numerous pictures of people going out and fishing for these fish. They're very, very popular. Apparently, they put up a lot of fight. Really fun to catch. Apparently, it's just a blast, though. So these are a popular game fish. However, they are a catch and release game fish. So you don't. And the reason why they're a catch and release game fish is because these are actually have very slow reproduction. It takes a very long time for them to mature, and I believe for them to go through a reproductive cycle. So you want to catch and release these fish to allow them to live, because otherwise these fish are very susceptible to a population crash if you remove too many. In fact, Jeremy Wade, it has it on record that he donated this Goliath tigerfish to a local village for them to eat. Sadly, this fish did not make it. Just, I don't know what happened, but during the fishing thing, the fish got injured, so Jeremy Wade knew it wasn't going to survive. He still wanted to release it, but I think his guide convinced him to give it to a local village, and apparently it was a very religious aspect to the eating of this. Apparently they took it off and were raising it. I don't know, maybe they were just happy for it. Don't ask me, but that was sort of in the show. Now, something of this, you see this picture. Yes, you can buy this for your home aquarium. Don't. I'm going to say it again. You can buy this for your home aquarium. Don't. Don't buy it. Just don't buy it. Don't even think it. You can buy it for $180. Don't. Unless you know absolutely everything about aquariums and you have a built-in wall aquarium with 3-inch thick glass that is also half your house. These are done in aquariums, like larger aquariums, like state aquariums or city aquariums. They know what they're doing. You probably do not. Don't buy it. Don't get it and say, oh, it's cute and it's small and it's cool and it's gonna eat. And no, just don't. No. Now, on that note, these can live for about 10 to 15 years in captivity. The wild, you're probably looking at about 8 to 10. So, there. So now, the fun fact that we're going to get on. And I want you to really think about this. The fun fact that we're going to get on may not be so much fun. So we've talked about how predatory this fish is, how just monstrous, how this thing will attack you and do all these things. The scariest thing about it is this is a shoaling species, meaning that they congregate in groups. So imagine 5-foot, 100-pound behemoths with teeth like this, and there's 30 of them ready to swarm a school of fish. Most of the times when you have this type of apex predator, they are not going to be a very congregatory species. They're not going to have, large groups. Apparently, these things, as long as they're very similar in size, they will hang out and they will collectively go after big things and lots of schooling fish. It's insane. Honestly, it's kind of unique in how that happens. As I said, most of the time when you have this predatory of a fish, they're going to be very solitary. Apparently, these things love being with others of their kind. Absolutely crazy. But thank you guys so much again. I really appreciate it, and I hope to see you again. If I don't, please be safe. Have a great day. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. If you do, I'd really appreciate it. I hope to see you again. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your loved ones.